high definition.
His post-primary bounce appears to be over, and now Congressman Joe Sestak is slipping in the polls against his Republican rival Pat Toomey for the Senate race.
Sestak is down 7 points, but there is still a lot of time before the election in November. John Delano joins us live now with what this means. John, what it means at this time, right?
Well, Patrice, maybe it's no surprise that the polls are already flip-flopping in the Pennsylvania race for U.S. Senate. After all, both Republican Pat Toomey and Democrat Joe Sestak are outsiders, both having fought their party establishments, and both are relatively unknown to voters. Sestak got a big bounce after beating Arlen Specter, but now the polls are settling back to where they were just before the primary, a small but credible lead for Republican Toomey. The latest Rasmussen poll shows Republican U.S. Senate candidate Pat Toomey in the lead over his Democratic challenger Joe Sestak. The poll of 500 likely voters with a somewhat larger 4.5 margin of error has Toomey ahead of Sestak 46% to 38%, with 17% undecided or preferring others. After his stunning upset of Senator Arlen Specter, Sestak got a bounce that put him in the lead in this same poll, with Sestak at 46% and Toomey at 42%. So what happened in the meantime? Well, first, after the primary, Toomey spent slightly under $100,000 in this television market alone, attacking Sestak as a liberal. Second, the White House admitted that it tried to keep Sestak from running against Specter by offering him a job. Sestak turned down that offer and did nothing wrong, but some think the attention may have hurt.
It is playing a role, but I wouldn't expect it to be the decisive role.
According to this poll, 52% say the job offer is at least somewhat important to how they vote, while 41% say it's not very important at all. But most voters are still just getting to know both Pat Toomey and Joe Sestak. Scott, would you say 20 weeks before the election, this race is up for grabs?
Absolutely.
No question about it.
No question about it. Neither candidate is, running away with it.
Now, as voters get to know more about Toomey and Sestak, pollsters expect these numbers to flip-flop. No surprise, the Toomey campaign hailed today's new poll, while the Sestak campaign says it's not worried because voters don't really know yet about Toomey's ties to Wall Street. Along with more polls, the political spin is likely to continue for the next 20 weeks. Live in the newsroom, I'm John Delano.
A natural gas well in Clearfield